Hey YouTube, what is up? I got myself a big cup of coffee to help me get through this video. We have a lot of news to talk about relating to Raging Tempest, which is a set that comes out in October. I believe it's October 8th in Japan. They just announced some new cards, and some of them are actually kind of weird, kind of surprising, so let's get right into it. The first one is BraveEyes Pendulum Dragon. It's not an Odd Eyes monster, it's BraveEyes. Weird looking card in my mind. The artwork is really odd. I don't know what it's going for, but it's obviously based on Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon, and we can gather that once we read the fusion materials. It's a level 8 Dark Dragon type fusion effect monster with 3000 attack and 2000 defense. It requires 1 Pendulum Dragon and 1 Warrior type monster. Seems kind of weird because I'm pretty sure there's only like 2 warrior types that are in like Yugi's deck so far, so it's weird that we're getting this card, but perhaps, you know, you can splash in Odd Eyes with like Nast Heroes or something that I'm not just thinking of at this point, but it's really cool nonetheless. It has some pretty decent effects. Its first effect is when this card is fusion summoned, you can make the attack of all monsters your opponent controls 0, but other monsters you control cannot attack for the rest of this turn. Its other effect is negate the effects of all monsters on the field with 0 attack, and its third effect is at the end of the damage step. When this card attacks an opponent's monster but the opponent's monster was not destroyed by battle, you can banish that opponent's monster. So it's basically Utopia Beyond, but it prevents other monsters on your side of the field from attacking. A little weird, but the fact that it doesn't prevent itself from attacking, and then you can basically crash into anything that's not going to be destroyed by battle and then banish it, is actually really good. That's basically like a twin burst effect. The only thing is this card can be destroyed by battle, which means that you can't use it like you do twin burst. You can't crash into anything with, you know, wanton disregard for what you're attacking and just banish it after. This card needs to actually attack a card that won't kill it, otherwise it'll be destroyed as well. So that's something to keep in mind. I'm really excited to see what decks can actually pull this card off, and if you can use something like Odd Eyes Fusion for it, I think it's going to come in handy. I want to see what warriors get splashed into an Odd Eyes deck though. That's something I'm really interested to see. The next card we're getting is Dragoncalling Magician. It's a level 7 dark spellcaster type effect monster with 2400 attack and 1000 defense. It's a pendulum scale of 2 on both sides. Its pendulum effect is once per turn you can target 1 face-up monster. Its type becomes dragon type until the end of the turn. Monster effect is once per turn you can activate this effect. This card's type becomes a dragon type until the end of the turn. Its second effect as a monster is a Synchro, Fusion, or XYZ summoned using this card on the field as material gains this effect. If it battles a dragon type monster, its attack becomes double its current attack during the damage step only. So now you can literally use this to make an XZ, you can use it to make a fusion or a synchro, and then you can do double battle damage against dragons. That's absolutely busted. This is basically a 1 card out to Blue Eyes if you can use it effectively. I'm going to be interested to see how people can use it, and the fact that it's also a level 7 Dark Spellcaster type means that there might be some Dark Magician or Dirty Dark Magician deck plays coming in the future, because if you make Ebon Illusion Magician with this card, you can absolutely wreck Blue Eyes. The next card up is more Cypher support. Surprisingly, it is NeoGalaxyEyes Cypher Dragon. It's a rank 9 light dragon type XYZ effect monster, 4500 attack and 3000 defense. It requires 3 level 9 monsters as XYZ material, and its effect is once per turn you can detach up to 3 XYZ materials from this card as cost. Other monsters you control cannot attack your opponent directly for the rest of this turn. Also, take control of face-up monsters your opponent controls equal to the number of detached materials until the end phase. That is pretty busted that you basically get 3 Snatch Steals all at once, or 3 Change of Hearts all at once. That's pretty busted. The effects of all monsters taken control of by this effect are negated. Their attack each becomes 4500 and their name becomes NeoGalaxyEyes Cypher Dragon. That's pretty busted, pretty similar to GalaxyEyes Cypher Dragon, where you can steal one of your opponent's monsters and then take it to your side and change its name to GalaxyEyes Cypher. This basically just seems to be GalaxyEyes Cypher Dragon on crack. That's all I can think of. This card is actually kind of busted. It's probably a little harder to bring out than we think, but not so much because there's actually some new rank up cards that are pretty interesting for the Cypher archetype. First off, we have Cypher E-Tranger. It's a weird word. It's literally the word stranger with an E at the start of it. I'm not understanding why it's pronounced that way, but whatever. It's a level 1 light spellcaster effect monster, 0 attack, 0 defense, and it says you can only use 1 Cypher E-Tranger effect per turn and only once that turn. It has 2 effects. You can target 1 Cypher XYZ monster you control, attach this card from your hand or graveyard to it as XYZ material. That's always nice. You get to put more materials under your XYZs. That's something that's pretty busted. It can work really well with GalaxyEyes Cypher and NeoGalaxyEyes Cypher as well. Its second effect is if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 Cypher spell card from your deck to your hand. That means you could search the new rank up card, RankUpMagic Cypher Ascension. I mean, I really didn't expect Ciphers to get a searchable rank up magic before Raid Raptors got the ability to search rank up magic, but whatever. It's a quick play spell card. It has the effect of during the main phase, target one Cypher XYZ monster you control, special summon one Cypher XYZ monster from your extra deck that is one rank higher, using that target you control as XYZ material. This special summon is treated as an XYZ summon. Also, XYZ materials attached to the target become XYZ materials attached to the summoned monster. This special summon monster gains this effect as well. So that's not all. It can also do a little more, and its effect is this card gains 500 attack for each level 4 or higher monster you control. So if you use this in tandem with NeoGalaxyEyes Cypher, after going into GalaxyEyes Cypher, you can boost its attack through the roof and make an armada of 4,500 beat sticks. We are also apparently getting new Speedroids, which I didn't understand why, but we're getting Speedroid OMK Gum, that's its name, I have no clue. It's a level 1 wind machine type tuner effect monster with 0 attack and 800 defense. Its effects are, during the battle phase, if you take damage, you can special summon this card from your hand. That's pretty nice. It's almost like Battle Fader, except it doesn't end the battle phase or anything like that. It's just a way to protect yourself. Its second effect is during the battle phase that this card is special summoned by its own effect, you can immediately, after this effect resolves, synchro summon using only wind monsters you control, including this card. The third effect is if this card is sent to the graveyard as synchro material, you can send the top card of your deck to the graveyard, and if it's a Speedroid monster, the monster synchro summoned using this card gains 1000 attack. You can actually use this for some weird plays. I think there's definitely a way to possibly just bring out Terratop, bring out Takatomborg, and then if your opponent does battle damage to you by not attacking those two cards, you can actually immediately special summon this card and then synchro into Clear Wing on your opponent's turn and then go off from there. That's actually pretty interesting. I'm glad we're getting more Speedroid support. I just didn't see where the fuck it was coming from. I think this card's a little more useful than Red-Eyed Dice in certain scenarios, as well as Tri-Eyed Dice. We're also getting a new Wind Witch card, which is Snowbell. It's a level 1 wind spellcaster type tuner effect monster with 100 attack and 100 defense. Its effect is if you control 2 or more wind monsters and you do not control any non-wind monsters, you can activate this effect, special summon this card from your hand. Its second effect is if you synchro summon a wind monster using this card as synchro material, it cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. So once again, you can use this card in tandem with Terratop and Takatomborg to bring out Clear Wing, and then you can just do some dirty stuff on top of that. You can even then on your opponent's turn go into a Crystal Wing using the other card, the Speedroid OMK Gum, if they can do battle damage to you in some way. We also have a new Synchro Wind Witch, which is Wind Witch Winterbell. That's a lot of W's, that's a lot of alliteration. I'm surprised I got that right. I gotta take a sip of coffee before I start to stutter. It's a level 7 wind spellcaster type synchro effect monster with 2400 attack and 2000 defense. Its synchro materials require 1 tuner and 1 or more non-tuner wind monsters. You can only use each effect of Wind Witch Winterbell once per turn. I can't believe I said it correct again. Points to me. Its effects are you can target 1 Wind Witch monster damn, I fucked up that time. Its effects are you can target 1 Wind Witch monster in your graveyard, inflict 200 damage times its level to your opponent. Its second effect is during the battle phase, you can target 1 Wind Witch monster you control. As cost, special summon 1 monster with an equal or lower level from your hand, but it cannot attack this turn, which is good because you can use this card to basically just bring out even more cards. You can use Wind Witch Winterbell's effect to actually bring out Wind Witch Snowbell and then go into something like Crystal Wing. That's always a possibility because this is level 7, and Snowbell is a level 1, so you can make the level 8 Crystal Wing, which is always the most broken card to bring out against your opponent, especially if they play something like Cosmos or anything relying on monster effects, and unless they have the Darkhold or Raigeki or the Stormforth in certain cases, they're pretty much fucked. So I really like the fact that we can bring out these cards. We also have some cards which I'm not too sure of that don't really have an effect, but they do seem interesting to me and I haven't seen them before. So we have Psycho Musha of the Supreme Sword, Slash, his name is also possibly Psycho Swordmaster of the Far East, so that's a possibility as well. It's pretty interesting to see this. I'm not sure what it is really or what archetype it falls into. It's not ringing a bell for me for some reason. And then we have this card as well, which is Kuzunoha the Omyojin. I don't know what it does, but it looks like it's a level 8 pendulum monster with a 1 scale. I can't read Japanese and the image is nowhere near clear enough to even read it if I did. So that's it for this video. If you like the video, don't forget to follow me on Twitter @Schwabs or like my Facebook page to see when I post these videos. The link to that is in the description below. And if you really enjoyed the video, don't forget to click subscribe because it's free, it's fun, and I'll see you guys in the next one.